When people make jokes about how crazy Canada has become, as a Canadian, I can't even defend this country anymore.
Canada's communist. Canada's crazy. They're
Canadian police arrested a father last week for violating a court order that banned him from speaking out about his daughter's gender transition.
Canada prides itself on being a tolerant and accepting country, but we're at the point where we're just letting anything fly. And I can't take it. I can't take it anymore. Hello everyone, and welcome to Canadian Clown World, where the more ridiculous a story sounds, the more likely it is to be true. If you're a new viewer, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. If this is your second, third, fourth time watching one of my videos, and you're not yet subscribed, we already go together. Okay, make it official and hit that subscribe button. Today, we need to talk about crazy ass Canada and the nonsense that's going on here. I have 3 stories that I want to share with you guys, and all of them are ridiculous and they are real. They are not made up.
We choose truth over facts.
The first story that I want to discuss involves a person with the initials KS. The articles that I read don't mention his legal name, only KS, so that is what I'm going to call him. KS is a biological male who self-identifies as non-binary and lives in Ontario, Canada. According to his post on Reddit, he is into age play. Okay, he has a diaper fetish, and he refers to himself as a transgender baby.
What the hell is even that?
Now, just for context, this is an example of age play. So this is not KS. These are some other people who are into the same thing. But here is an example.
I'm a full-time baby girl.
Yep, Michelle prefers to spend her day dressing and acting as a toddler, living a fetish more commonly known as DDLG, which is all about kinky age play.
What DDLG stands for is Daddy Dom, little girl. I'm her daddy, and she's my little girl, and I take care of her 24/7, just like you would a child.
So yeah, that's age play. That's something that KS has admitted being into, and he's spoken about this at length on Reddit. In one post, he revealed that his bedroom is fashioned to look like that of an 8-year-old girl, and that he experiences spells where he is obsessed with soiling himself in his diaper.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
In other posts, he has spoken about dealing with thoughts of self-harm, depression, anxiety, bipolar disorder, and severe trauma as a result of childhood abuse at a young age. So, this is a person who is clearly dealing with mental health issues, and in the past, he vented on Reddit about not being able to get adequate mental health care. Quote, "I don't know how else to say it. I really truly need to. I wish there was another way, but I'm not able to take care of myself or vouch for myself, and I'm just needlessly suffering. It's been like that forever. I am physically and mentally suffering, and only people with advocates can get mental health treatment. My NP knew how I felt for ages. No one does anything. Literally no one in real life actually cares. I even went to the hospital and was refused care because of autism." The Reddit post continues, "I used to be full-blown crazy, but now I'm just lonely. I have never had a partner or a relationship or a family that loved me. No, just abused as a child and then now as an adult." So despite the fact that KS hasn't been able to get the mental health care that he needs, he will now be undergoing gender-affirming care. But not just any type of gender-affirming care. He wants to keep his male genitalia intact and add a bonus hole. He wants to keep his disco stick and add a neo-vagina near his poopy hole.
Disgusting. Disgusting.
And Canadian taxpayer dollars will be paying for it.
Why?
I swear on my life, I'm not making this up. This is actually happening. In the province of Ontario, we have OHIP, which stands for the Ontario Health Insurance Plan, and this plan is paid for with taxpayer dollars, and it is to pay for our health care. In June of 2022, KS applied to have his surgery covered by OHIP, but at the time, his request was denied. OHIP concluded that a vaginoplasty without penectomy is not an approved procedure in the schedule of benefits. However, KS filed a lawsuit to appeal this decision, and he won. So now OHIP will be covering the procedure. However, this procedure is not even offered in Canada because it is experimental and just mental. There is no doctor in Canada who will construct a bonus hole while also leaving the Johnson intact. So KS must travel all the way to Texas to have the procedure done, and OHIP will not only be paying up to $70,000 for this procedure, but OHIP was also ordered to cover his $20,000 legal bill. How can something be life-saving and experimental at the same time? By definition, if something is experimental, you don't know what the outcome will be. Also, Texas. What are you guys doing down there? I'm surprised that a doctor in Texas, of all places, will be doing this procedure. In Texas, it is not even legal to terminate a pregnancy, but you will construct a bonus hole for a man with mental illness?
Hey, Patrick, what am I now?
Stupid?
No, I'm Texas.
A prominent LGBT organization in Canada supported the lawsuit. Of course they did. In a written submission to the court, they argued that such a procedure can profoundly improve a person's quality of life, and healthcare providers shouldn't assume what surgeries are medically necessary. So then, who should assume which surgeries are medically necessary? TikTokers? People on Reddit? Advocates who never have spent a single day in their life in medical school? Healthcare providers are the people who are most qualified to discern which surgeries are medically necessary. They are educated and trained in doing so. But somehow, we have gotten to a place where no matter how ridiculous a request is, if it is associated with anything LGBT, then access is granted. And anyone who says otherwise is being discriminatory. It is asinine. These are asininities.
Has the planet gone mad?
This is what we're doing with Canadian taxpayer dollars. We are paying for people to get bonus holes. They want us to use inclusive language. I'm using inclusive language. That is the purest definition of a bonus hole. Next story. The second story is about a 52-year-old man, it's always men, who self-identifies as a trans lesbian and a mother. This self-identified trans mother has been taking hormones to stimulate lactation. And he has been attempting to chest feed. I'll say chest feed for this one because he doesn't have titties. He has been attempting to chest feed his infant baby. He also says he is HIV positive, and he is aware that it is possible to transmit HIV to the baby through the milk that he is feeding the baby from his chest. But don't worry, he is being careful. He's testing his viral load monthly.
Right to jail, right away.
The person in question is Murray Pearson, who is, of all things, a former men's rights activist, but is now living as a trans woman. And online, he goes by the name Margie Fancy Pants. Murray Pearson, who I will be referring to as Mr. Fancy Pants for the remainder of the video, was criticized after he shared an image of himself at a lactation clinic holding a young infant. The post was made on Reddit in a forum for adults who transitioned later in life, and the post was titled Milk Baby Milk MTF 52. Hey sisters, cheers! It turns out the one indisputable benefit of being trans femme is that you can be pregnant and get drunk with no undue problems. Malt is spectacular for lactation, so for trans femme moms, a beer is actually beneficial. I have a baby almost 9 months old. This baby is staggeringly meaningful because their presence in my life is astoundingly unlikely, yet there they are, and they are perfect, and I cannot wait to connect through feeding. And yes, I will stop drinking before it negatively affects anything they drink. This is a wish I have had for decades. My egg cracked a year ago on December 12th, and I realized I could nurse my baby already on the way. This is a wish I have had for decades. My egg cracked a year ago on December 12th, and I realized I could nurse my baby already on the way. That lit a fire under me, and I have gone from having lean pectoral muscle in March to full B cups now and growing fast. I am humbled by my staggering privilege in my accessibility to medical expertise. I have 5 physicians in 3 clinics in 2 world-class hospitals helping me. That includes the Goldfarb Clinic. Fans of induced lactation will recognize the name. This actually made me weak reading this. This is insane. I actually found footage of Mr. Fancy Pants on his way to the lactation clinic. Mr. Fancy Pants shared on Reddit that he has been taking the hormone progesterone to induce lactation. Mr. Fancy Pants also mentioned that he is taking domperidone to stimulate lactation, and this is a medication that the FDA has warned can be passed into breast milk in small amounts, but even small amounts can cause irregular heartbeats in babies.
But the CDC has absolutely lost its way here. Somebody should be fired. The CDC is recommending that men, biological men who want to release fluids from their breast, I would not call it breast milk, take medications that have been taken off the market. So in 2004, the FDA took a drug off the market called domperidone. It's an anti-nausea medicine, but it was so dangerous it caused heart arrhythmias. The FDA takes it off the market. But now the CDC is suggesting you get this drug illegally and use it along with taking estrogens and progesterones, hormones we know that would hurt the baby.
Okay, so you're a doctor. The medicine is unhealthy for the infants, but I didn't know that men were able, even with medication, of producing breast milk. Whatever they're producing, is that healthy for the infants?
Right. So I would not call it breast milk. I would call it trans fluid. So one of the side effects of these drugs acts on the pituitary gland to cause the breast to release a fluid. But no, it's not healthy. You think about colostrum. I think most women that are breastfed understand how important colostrum is. It's the mom giving antibodies and antioxidants to the baby that are going to protect it until its own system is mature enough to make its own antibodies. And then from just a total nutrition standpoint, caloric intake as well, there's no way this trans fluid is going to be mama's milk.
So this man is HIV positive, which can pass on to the baby through his chest milk. He's taking medications that can also pass to the baby through his chest milk, all to fulfill his own fantasy of breastfeeding. This man appears to be mentally unwell, and the scariest part about this is that there are doctors that are enabling this bullshit. He's not doing this alone. He is going to a clinic where they are prescribing him medications and they are aiding him in his whole chest feeding journey with his child. And for what? It is not in the best interest of the baby to be breastfed by a man. Chest fed by a man. Studies have shown that a man taking all of these hormones to produce breast milk will not be able to produce enough breast milk to sustain a growing baby, and it's not going to have the same nutritional value as the milk that comes from a mother. If he's also given the baby formula to make up for what he can't produce, then what is the need to chest feed? There comes a point where you're just using the baby as a prop in your mommy fantasy, and that is abuse. Chest feeding is not the only way to bond with a baby, and I worry that this man is doing this as a part of a fetish, and he's not doing it because he's a caring parent. And so this brings me to my last story. Have you heard of the Netflix true crime documentary, Don't F with Cats? This documentary is about Luca Magnotta, a Canadian man who at the time was an escort seeking notoriety by any means necessary. In 2010, Luca posted a video of himself to YouTube with his identity concealed, and the video was called One Boy, Two Kittens. In the video, he can be seen placing the kittens in a bag and then using a vacuum to suck the air out of the bag, suffocating the kittens. His video enraged those who had seen it, and around 4,000 people came together in an online community where they pieced together evidence to find the cat killer. And they informed the Toronto police, who opened a file on him, but at the time, no arrest was made. Almost a year after the first video, Luca posted 2 more videos online. In the second video, Luca can be seen duct taping a kitten to a broomstick and drowning the kitten in a bathtub. And the third video, he has a kitten and a python, and the python eats the live kitten. Before Luca Magnotta could be caught by the police, he had escalated his crimes. In May of 2012, Luca began posting in online forums promoting his next video, which he entitled One Lunatic, One Ice Pick. On May 24, 2012, a university student named John Lynn spent the night at Luca's apartment after meeting him on a Craigslist listing regarding a BDSM encounter. The next day, a video of John Lynn being stabbed with a screwdriver had been posted online. Luca also performs other disgusting acts to the body, and he may even have cannibalized his victim. Luca then went on to dismember the body and mail the pieces to various institutions, including the headquarters for the Liberal Party, the headquarters for the Conservative Party, and 2 elementary schools in Vancouver. After his crimes, he fled to Europe, where he was eventually arrested in Germany and brought back to Canada, where he faced charges and was eventually found guilty of his crimes against John Lynn. Luca was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole after 25 years. So that is a brief summary of who Luca Magnotta is, but why do I bring him up? Well, up until now, Luca Magnotta has been housed in a men's maximum security prison along with his husband, who he met in prison. But Luca has recently become Violet, and Violet claims to be a trans woman. A psychiatrist that met with Luca disagrees that Luca is transgendered, and in his report he states that he believes Luca is trying to reinvent himself and he may have some internalized homophobia. Nonetheless, the prison system has been respecting Luca's newfound identity as Violet, and they have moved him and his husband from a maximum security prison to a medium security prison.
Now, after trying a failed defense of schizophrenia to get a lighter sentence, now Magnotta is gaming the system in a way that's becoming more prevalent these days and a way that's becoming enabled by the federal government. Magnotta says he's trans. According to Mandel's reporting in The Sun, in the partially redacted report by a team at the McGill University Sexual Identity Center and obtained by The Sun, 4 doctors recommended offering space and support to explore around a proper gender identity exploration that would allow Violet to express and present her gender as she sees fit and for her to experience living within this gender identity. What's shocking to me is researchers know Magnotta is lying, but the researchers are playing along anyway for the sake of tolerance. The doctors noted that Magnotta uses pat phrases she repeats as if rehearsed to describe his gender identity. While he professed to wanting to be as feminine as possible and to sometimes wearing makeup in private, the researchers wrote that he presented as masculine during all 3 of their interviews in his hair, clothing, body language, and intonation.
Only in Canada can you prove yourself to be a danger to others but still get special treatment because you self-identify as trans. And we live in a world now where you can just declare yourself a woman without undergoing any meaningful medical procedures, without even trying to pass as a woman, and people will validate your lunacy and they will roll out a red carpet for you. I'm not going to be surprised when in a few years Luca and his husband both start pretending to be trans and ask to be housed with women. And based on government policies here in Canada, they would allow it, even though they are violent offenders that were sentenced to a maximum security prison facility when they first went into prison. This is Canada. Bullshit. Anyways, that's all I have for this video. If you liked it, please don't forget to hit the like button as it helps other people find my videos in the algorithm. If you are not yet subscribed to my channel, please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. 80% of you who watch my videos are not subscribed, and I have the goal of making it to 100,000 subscribers. So if you would like to support me in my mission to get to 100,000, please don't forget to hit the like button. I would like to say thank you to those of you who are supporting me on Patreon. I really appreciate your support. If you liked this video and you would like to see more like it, I will have 2 more videos for you in the end cards. I will see you guys in the next one. Take care. Bye.